Time for the big karma unveil. Let's see how much we got. 29 karma. Well, we're making use out of this. We're gonna dump this into willpower, and then increase sorcery, which determines success with spellcasting. It's kind of a big deal. 6s across the board for most things. Strength, yeah, whatever. Winston, let's see. Upgrading his strength anymore just doesn't seem useful. I mean, I don't really do a whole lot of melee with him. You can turn him into a melee machine. Even set him off to fight Thon. Body would be useful. But I tell you what would be even more useful. Getting some of that. And then get that body up. Work that body, Winston. And as for you... We'll go ahead and up that. Then go ahead and up that. And I guess you can just smoke those 6 other points of karma. We're looking good. We are looking good. And now, we head to the wilderness. Cyberware, XSI. That's what they've been doing. Cyberware. We're not going to be here for very long. We're just going to hit up David Alfeather here. Still no luck, eh? Well, I must insist you keep searching. I just know that Aragorn is alive and I need help. What? I freed your ungrateful brother. The station doors swing wide and Aragorn swaggers through, head held high. He speaks with arrogant dignity. I have returned, brother. The evil stain of Seattle was no match for me. His last few words quaver in his throat as he recognizes you. Alfeather quickly clasps Aragorn in a huge embrace, winking knowingly at you over his brother's shoulder. Brother, welcome back to our land. Make yourself comfortable in the back so I can finish biz here. Aragorn strolls to the back rooms, pausing long enough to give you a warning glare over his shoulder. A warning glare? Sure, whatever. You must forgive him. He is much too proud to admit defeat. I, however, am grateful for his return. The best man to aid you is my honored elder Spirit Eyes. He is wise in the way of things unseen. Go to the medicine lodge and talk to the shaman there. Tell him you wish to speak with our most wise one. Farewell, Joshua, and Godspeed on your quest. Alright, let's go back to Council Island, everyone. We spent 1,000 Nuyen just to deliver that. I mean, there's other things we could do here, but I'd rather wait. Otherwise, I'm pretty much gonna... You'll see. It'll be fine. I know what I'm doing. Council Island, ho. Alright. Hello. I wish to speak with your most wise one. I see. You will find him outside the door to your left. You come upon an ancient Amerindian sitting cross-legged near an open fire pit. Your breath catches in your throat as his eyes slide open and he turns to face you. His eyes are bottomless black pits that seem to hold the knowledge of centuries, the deep sadness of racial injustices, and a wealth of human compassion. This is Spirit Eyes. Welcome, stranger. Sit and let me look at you. You carry a heavy burden and travel in a strange land. Enemies surround you, and you seek help. Is that not true? There you go, Slacks. I hear you can help me find my brother's killer. I can and will help you, for your quest is noble to the spirit. Sure. We must seek the identity of your foe, for to know your opponent is half the battle. However, I will need you to assist me in acquiring this information. In order to learn the name of your enemy, I must perform a complex ritual. I will need 3 key ingredients, and the task I ask of you is to gather them. Well, what must I gather for your ritual? First, I must have the horn of a gargoyle, removed by your own hand. Heed my warning. Gargoyles are extremely tough and rarely attack alone. Now you see why I noted that I should have just saved the hunting ghouls thing for this. Do-do-do-do-do. Ba-na-na. Na-na-na-na. And And now for an amusing quirk in which I go find a place full of ghouls and ask that gargoyles come to eat me. I'm not even gonna bother getting to Shadowrun for this. I have no idea how long this will take. Probably because they don't have the SIGs yet, it's the sound chip. The music is successful, in spite of the sound chip's limitations. Now, I like to think that what happens is the game recognizes you need a thing, and so it will endeavor to send that thing after you. I don't remember needing too terribly long to get these gargoyle horns, but you know, a number of years have passed. Anyway, that's Phase 1. Phase 2 is a bit more exciting. I may or may not have been lying with that statement. Probably lying. I'd like to speak with your most wise one, please. I got it. Well done, young warrior. The second item required is the pelt of a hellhound. Well, I'm sure that won't be a problem to obtain. Now, your best bet for obtaining one of these is actually in the wilderness. I think there's a few ghost buildings, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, where these things can spawn, and of course, there's a chance of running into them in a corporation, but really, just fucking sit in the wilderness and wait for these damn things. We've only encountered, hellhounds once this entire playthrough, thus far. That was pretty exciting, because hellhounds are pretty exciting. They're really bad news. I would like your equipment. I will take another passport. Should be pretty good on Nuyen. Now we're going back to the wilderness. And I don't know how long we're gonna be there. We didn't need to kill him, but he popped up. Alright. Hellhounds, yes. Arguably the most dangerous enemy in this entire game except for the final boss. Hellhounds travel in packs. They are incredibly fast, and their attacks are magical in nature, meaning fuck your armor. Will absolutely obliterate your physical health. It's pretty nasty. Where do you encounter hellhounds? Well, I already discussed that. Hellhounds are extremely bad news. I don't need to walk around. I could just stop moving and wait for something to appear. Let's attack! Elven warriors pour forth an attack! Ah! That's actually satisfying. I killed some elves, everyone. I feel better about my life. Today is a good day. Now, I'm trying not to keep my hands too far from the controls here. I'll go wait in one of the caverns. Madricore, here's where I break some sad news to you. As far as my understanding is concerned, whenever it comes to World of Warcraft, there are elves on both the Alliance and Horde sides. So, your statement seems a bit incomplete, Perhaps even wrong. Blood elves are not real. Okay. Well, neither are orcs, trolls, Draenei, Forsaken, Pandarians. And now, the legendary task. This is why I said this would be more exciting, and then I called it a lie. We wait. There's Bandersnatch, everyone. Good work, Bandersnatch. We could be here for a while. Well, as I noted, we could be here for a while. But now the while is over. But fear not, friends. We will be back to the wilderness. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. And there you see my entire team falling apart. Because that's what hellhounds do. That first group there, that wasn't anything compared to this. Let's go ahead and piece everyone back the fuck together. Well, that was exciting. And that's hellhounds. The second most dangerous enemy in this entire game, except for the final boss. Let's duck for cover. Oh boy! Wow! Those hellhounds are really out for me. Game's like, you wanted hellhounds? I got what you need. I'm like, no. No, 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 no. No, you don't. Let's go ahead and return this pelt. I'll give this pelt to Spirit Eyes. Now you see... Oh, for fuck's sakes. Come here, you. You can die now. This entire quest line is pretty tedious. It's one of the more tedious, if not the most tedious aspects of the game, and I say that knowing full well, you know, all these Shadowruns. And that's because Spirit Eyes could have at least been courteous enough to tell you all of the ingredients he needed, instead of you having to deliver them piecemeal. Because this next thing you have to retrieve involves me going back to the wilderness. The final task is at hand. Return with the living scale of a feathered serpent, which must be given freely, not taken from the dragon to be of use. We have to find a dragon! For anyone who's familiar with Shadowrun lore, dragons are serious no-nos. Serious no-nos. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and grab another passport. Just to prove. Those passports are one-time use. I will take... Oops. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. Give me the passport. I don't recall ever having relied so much on Boris's passports, but then again, this has been a money-bereft run. Despite me demonstrating the light combat armor Ponzi scheme or whatever in the crime mall. Because I'm a great dealer. Okay. How much money do I have? I still got plenty. Probably enough to grab Sharky and then make one convenient flight. But we'll go ahead and do this walk. This could be the last time we'd have to go to the wilderness, but because I enjoy the story arc purposing, this won't be the last time. Let's duck for cover. The ground tremble as Wendigo charge. No, actually, no. It wouldn't have to be 2 more times anyway. This time, then another time. Because in order for me to actually get a meeting with Frosty, and then from there transition to, beyond that, to Harlequin, I'd have to figure out the face of and identity of my true enemy, which requires me to complete this. So I'll have to come back here again. Stupid gargoyles. So, let's go ahead and walk towards the Sincirok. It's easier for me to find the dragon using a landmark like that. The walk's not so bad, although the wilderness is incredibly dangerous. Primarily because it can spawn hellhounds. The fact that you encounter them in packs, and that your fellow, AI runners don't immediately know to run away and try to kite them, that helps to add to the, fun. Okay, so we're not allowed to take discarded dragon scales. I'm glad this actually popped up. Sometimes when you help these Amerindians, you'll come across these dragon scales, but this doesn't count. We need a dragon scale that's been given freely, not discarded off a dragon's body. Stuck for cover. Small band of elf warriors continues past. Nifty. Okay. Now, do I go right once and then down, or do I just proceed down? We'll just try proceeding down. And then hook to the left. Or Joshua's right. And then we just keep going Joshua straight. There's so many dead ends here in the wilderness. With how dangerous it is, it could be pretty fun trying to locate a damn dragon, that's for sure. I was actually the one who ended up finding the dragon. This was after my save on the cartridge accidentally got erased by my brother. Because remember, there's only 2 save slots, so he allowed me to play on his for a bit. With his Decker, and it was actually through him that I ended up finding the dragon, and he was so upset that he fucking reset the game and shit. Oh god! Why? 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 Winston? Buddy? Come back to us, Winston. Heal yourself. I know, I was busy in nostalgia mode. Pro strats. Don't be busy in nostalgia mode. Okay. Oops. That'll be good enough. You come upon a Renraku strike team lurking about the cave. Kill them quickly, before they slop this operation all to dreck. They unholster their weapons and come at you, bro. Well, I don't know how these guys survived Hellhounds, but let me tell you who isn't challenging compared to Hellhounds. Those guys. Winston was floored by Grimith's story. Entering this antechamber, you see an Renraku strike team attempting to kill a feathered serpent. Knowing the evil that Renraku seems to breed, you join sides with the dragon and quickly finish them off. With the last of the Renraku strike team dealt with, You find yourself face to face with the feathered serpent. As you stand wondering what it will do next, an ethereal voice fills your head. I thank you, human, for assisting me. It seems the Rinraku Corporation has an in for my kind. They now most likely have it in for you also. I have a long checkered path with Rinraku. I'll be fine. But tell me, how did you happen to come here? Before you answer, remember, you deal with a dragon. Oh, I was just in the neighborhood. Well, we need a feathered scale to avenge my brother's death. The feathered serpent gazes at you for what seems like an eternity. Honesty is so rare in humans. Understand it is appreciated, even by non-humans. Thanks. I would be glad to help with such a small task. I feel, however, that it is not enough. What exactly did you have in mind? I owe my life to you, and I sense you have many trials ahead of you. One of these trials I doubt you will survive. Thus, I will bond myself to protect you in your quest for the truth. Know that I will appear only once to aid you, and only when that situation is dire enough for my intervention. My name is Licortrix, and now we are bound. Fare thee well, human, until fate brings us together again. Licortrix shakes loose a scale from his hide as he flies away. Excitement barely contained, you snatch up the final item for the ritual. Alright, everyone, and now we progress back. Suppose you could say it would be quicker for me to just die, if more, well, not die, but go in cap if hellhounds appeared, because we get to walk. I don't think we go up on this one. I think it's up on the next one. That being said, I'll still check anyway. Okay, good. There doesn't appear to even be an up to confuse me. Alright. Alright. We're back on the same screen as the Sinsarak elves are on. We are actually going to swing by there. I'm going to save myself a bit of time and actually throw down a few shekels for the convenience. Along the way, we can tell the elves to get fucked. That's pretty fun. Couldn't possibly miss that for the world. Hello, elves. An armed elven guard stops you at the gate. Greetings, Sir Joshua. How may I accommodate you this fine day? Well, may I speak of the tribal elders? I'll show you to the lodge of the elders. The elders assemble and Lady Jillian steps forward. We have received word that all is well with Eileen. Well, good, she is right here. We are very gracious, but there is the last part of the ritual to complete. Thirdly, will you promise to aid, defend, and respect the elves, both the land and the people, for the rest of your days? Simply answer yes. Thereby you will prove your faithfulness. No. Your answer angers Lady Jillian and the rest of the elders. She banishes you from the tribal hall. Hey, you want to be flown back? Ah, whiz, chum. The Nuyen is downloaded from your cred stick, and a copter is called in. After a brief but exhilarating flight, skimming the treetops and zipping through rocky crags, you find yourself back out the highway. Spiffy. Well, everyone, it's required to say yes in order to complete the main quest of this game. So we'll have to get around doing that. Of course, it is worth noting that elves in this game are pretty fucking powerful, too. Like, every race has their own advantages, and you could say drawbacks. For the elves, it's pretty much that they're hated. That some people hate them in the Shadowrun universe. But, you know, all of their attributes are at least 6. And some of them, you know, I think charisma gets to be like 8 for them. Whereas, you know, look at Winston here. His intelligence and willpower and his quickness are gimped. He doesn't get to be super cool awesome with no drawbacks. Oh no. Anyway, Epic moment coming up here. You have completed your tasks, young warrior. Rest while I call upon the spirits. In return for the gifts you provided, they will guide me to the answer you seek. I actually have goose flesh already, and I haven't even pressed a button. Spirit Eyes is soon set up for the ritual with the items you have provided. You watch spellbound as he begins. Evil walks the land. It is more powerful than I expected, and dedicated to the pursuit of power. This is the true face of your enemy, and his name is Thorn. Thorn killed your brother, and he has linked himself to you. I sense he has already begun shaping the events of your life from afar. His lust for power is boundless. You must stop him. We get to enjoy the lovely title music track. I guess the ritual required 3 other people to sit in. And he looked pretty excited about the whole affair, doesn't he? Thawne, he is sincerely pissed. No, I hate smoke. Alright. Warrior, why do you waste time here with me? There are no more answers I can provide. You must seek out Thawne. You must find the clues yourself. Okay. Well, how much Nuya do I have? It's not gonna be enough to get Quentin James and get Sharky and get a flight back to the Elves. Damn it. Well, guess we get to walk. Let's go back to the Redmond Barrens and get yet another visa from Boris. This will be the last one. And now, back to the wilderness we go, the War Garble lands, for the final time. Save in case of crash. The bright side, I have enough money to recruit these 2 back onto the team in case of failure, which could very well happen. Who can say? Alright. Cavern, go. Now, as noted, and this was briefly experienced during my second live broadcast of this, simply because I had forgotten the way. It's fairly easy to get lost here, unless you actually know where you're going because you found the spots. There's dead-end caverns, there's dead-end outside areas as well. You know, it's a convoluted mess, which reminds me of 90s adventure games. You know, ones with actually, like, you know, have, like, interfaces. Like, say, Robinson's Requiem and how fun it is to wander around in there. Only, well, Trepelev doesn't die from every little thing. Well, Joshua doesn't die like Trepelev does from every little thing. The moral of the story is that Trepelev needs a dock wagon trauma team. It's not even a maze. It's a convoluted, twisting series of passages. If you don't know your destination, well... At least in Shadowrun, hills won't kill you. Alright. And finding the dragon, that's definitely a far bigger challenge. Trying to locate that fucking dragon. Also, I forget, can you save in this wilderness area? You can. Cool. We'll actually do a cartridge save. Alright, we'll try this again, elves. And it's like it never happened. Sure. I got my fingers crossed behind my back. Your answer pleases Lady Jillian. She leads you outside where initiation ceremony has begun. The entire elf tribe of Sinsirok is assembled outside. I know who this is awkward for. Winston. Because Eileen Two-Face is already a part of this group. So she's not an outsider. But Winston? The fuck is this? This individual, known as Joshua, has proven himself worthy to be called a friend of the elves. We grant him honorary status in our tribe. May Alicia, our first chief, watch over Joshua as he watches over the actions of all the tribe. The tribe begins an elvish chant, then silence fills the air. Slowly, they each come up, rest their hands on your shoulders, and call you brother. Lady Jillian then invites you back to the Elder's Chambers. I wouldn't call it post-apocalyptic, beware, Steve. Cyberpunk setting, although to be fair, with the reintroduction of magic and the appearance of dragons and all the other crazy phenomena, not to mention the creation of the Matrix and all the dangers of megacorporations, I guess you could say that was an apocalypse. Now that you are an honorary member of the tribe, I can answer your questions. What can you tell me about Alicia? He was the first chief of our tribe. His ideals are what all members of the Sinsirok attempt to achieve. His known deeds are recorded as object lessons, and his life is an example to all elves. You would do well to study him. What do you know about someone named Thon? Little is known of this disgusting individual, except he has taken a great interest in the Sinsirok. His purposes cannot be benign, but as of yet, we cannot fathom his true intent. We only know his two toads, Vigore and Jarl, have been desecrating our land for over a month now. We have gathered that Thon is a powerful fighter, but he is intelligent enough to let others do the fighting for him whenever possible. This also appears to be true with his bidding. I'm looking for an elf named Frosty. Jane Foster. She is the student of one of the most powerful and secretive elves in Seattle. She came to Seattle under mysterious circumstances and has worked with her patron ever since. Now, let me take you to Frosty. She is expecting you. I think if you haven't figured out who your true enemy is yet, you get sent away until you learn more. You are taken to Frosty. There is a definite edge to her features of one who has seen and done things unspeakable. However, her attitude is calm, her words warm. Joshua, it is good to finally meet you after hearing so much about your exploits. All of the second-hand stories do you no justice. You have shown remarkable tenacity, skill, and ability. Thanks, chum. I just hope you have the talent to finish the task you so rashly started. Now, what did you want to know? What do you know about someone named Thon? Thon is more and less than he seems, but I think that information should come from my master. To be honest, however, I'm amazed you've stood against him as long as you have. Why is Rinraku involved? As with most megacorps, Rinraku is mostly interested in profit. Somehow they got hooked up with Thon and his goons. They think they can profit from whatever Thon is up to. Thon has other plans, and seeks to burn the bridge to Rinraku. Tell me what you know about my brother, Michael. I contacted Caleb Brightmore for a few runners, and he chose your brother, as well as the others. I deeply apologize for your loss. I had no way of knowing Thon and his cronies had set an ambush. That fucking image cracks me up every single time. My master, his Harlequin. It was he who asked me to find a team to go into the wilderness. Although some say he is crazy, he has a plan and the ability to see it carried out. Harlequin seeks to end Thon's presence in this world, but I have said all I can on that subject. I think it is time you talk with Harlequin. I also want to note this amazing fashion decision here to wear whatever the hell this is on her tiny stick body. Looks pretty silly. You can find him in the Wargirdle Barrens at the Terraslar Garden Apartments. You know, The apartments that are guarded by elves and automated turrets? She's a power... Oh! That explains so much! Anyway, I'm not done here yet. Let's go and speak to the tribal elders. Hello, friend Joshua. It is good of you to visit, but I am quite busy. Whiz, chum. Take me away. Alright. Well, to the Wargarble Barrens we go. We've knitted up all of those 3 branching arcs into the end game here. Now, take a look here at our tips and clues. We know our enemy is Thon. We vowed to aid, defend, and respect the elves for the rest of your life. Yes. Yes. At any rate, you can progress this far without having knitted up that whole, Mako Sochu and Ito Ogami line, but Harlequin will then send you out to deal with it anyway. I do find it amusing to come to him with it already completed for the purposes of the dialogue. Now, if you've played that Shadowrun Returns game, Harlequin is in it as well, and he's amusing in that too. You actually get him as a usable character in your party, which, thought he was alright. It's the thing. The character is very storied in Shadowrun lore, has quite a history and background, and a large array of powers. At any rate, well, let's go. If I could just walk in. You enter the Terraslaw Garden Apartments. 2 elves carrying submachine guns greet you at the door. They say nothing, but motion you to follow them. They lead you into the elevator, and you ride to the top floor. Passing even more armed elves, you enter the penthouse. Inside, you face a bizarre sight. There stands an elf, his face tattooed like a clown. However, his expression reflects his serious nature. This must be Harlequin. So we meet. I guess you would eventually have found me, given your resources and abilities. As you have probably guessed, I've been keeping an eye on you since you first arrived in Seattle. You've acquired quite a reputation in your short time here, yet your original mission remains unfulfilled. I will help you if I can. Tell me what you know about my brother Michael. Your brother's death is made worse by the fact that it was wholly avoidable. I underestimated Thon, and he punished me by destroying those in my employ. I apologize for Michael's death. Who is Thon? Thon is a what, not a who. It is a free spirit, an elemental whose summoner was killed. Ooh, free spirits, man. That's some serious shit there. XSI could definitely tell some tales about them, I'm sure. Thon is older than most, and with age comes power. Considerable power, in Thon's case. But Thon is cursed. He must replenish his life force, or his form in this world will eventually cease to exist. Thon seeks out magical artifacts, and in a ritual of destruction, absorbs their energies. Currently, Thon's energy is waning, but make no mistake, he is still very powerful, and quite dangerous. But to save on expenditure of his energies, he now uses much outside help and avoids direct confrontations. Why is Renraku involved? Renraku became involved with Thon through Vigore, who was casting about for corporate support. Renraku assigned Mako to the project, but he was easily blinded by the promise of power and became Thon's unwitting puppet. After Thon fragged his relationship with Renraku, Mako was replaced. Ito Ogami is a legendary player of hardball. I've managed to keep him and Renraku off my trail so far. Well, this is the point where I say, I've killed Ito, so Renraku is no longer involved. You managed to have him killed? It seems I am not the only person to underestimate you, although it appears I'll be the only one around to correct my mistake. Well, with Ogami out of the way, Renraku should not bother us any longer. You show Harlequin the map you retrieved from Renraku. This shows the location of Alicia's tomb, but the reference points have been removed. This map and its counterpart must be what Thon is after. Thawne kills your brother. If you really want the revenge you've been after, you must thwart his plans. Earlier, I mentioned Vigore. Have you heard of him? You tell Harlequin what you know of Vigore and Jarl. Harlequin frowns when he hears of your contact with them. Vigore is Thawne's most trusted lieutenant and the front man for Thawne's operations. Jarl is less well known, but just as important to the Spirit. Both of them have been using you for information. You know, on that one Shadowrun or maybe two that you did for them, as opposed to the numerous ones you did while a teenager. Seek out Vigore and Jarl. They're the weak link in the chain. See if you can break it. Are we gonna have an epic combat scene? Is there gonna be like an amazing encounter? Maybe there's gonna be like some sort of puzzle type thing? Like, how can we possibly find these people, right? Like, oh my goodness, how do we even go about that? Seek out Vigore and Jarl for answers concerning your Alright, well, we're back here in Redmond, and I can't think of anyone who's better informed about the situation, and the proceedings, and the possibilities, and the consequences, who is more up-to-date about all matters than Gunderson, the most... well, he's the most interesting man in the world. What do you know about a Johnson named Vigore? Word on the Johnson grapevine says he was involved in something nastier than any sane Johnson would touch. They say he's holed up at some secret base in the Rat's Nest. Thanks, Gunderson. I appreciate it. Well, based on the leading and absolutely credible, unassailable information brought to us by Mr. Johnson, we'll fight some weenies. This area seems to have been swept with recent activity. Knowing Vigore must be somewhere around, you start a thorough search of the area. You get lucky and find a secret entrance to an old fallout shelter. After a quick search of the bunker, you find a copy of your overlay map. In addition, the landmark map is rolled up with it. Harlequin should be most interested in this. You leave cautiously, expecting to be jumped at any moment. Fortunately, your luck holds out, and you leave the area without incident. Fantastic. Well, I'm glad Gunderson is up to date on all the haps. Thanks, Mr. Johnson. Back to the War Garble Barons. Should have probably bought more medkits. I guess I can do that now. But presuming the crime mall actually sells those. It does not. Well, we can buy clips here. That was pretty exciting, wasn't it? And you know, while we're in the area, let's bring the Allegiance shotguns back. You get one. And Winston gets one. I'm sure he likes the feel of that in his hands, for sure. Go ahead and full heal myself. We'll switch back to Flame Bolt. It's not the most powerful spell I could have in the game, but it should serve my purposes quite alright. Also, I guess I could use Drain. I have a bit of... Nah, we'll worry about that later. Yep, everyone gets a shotgun except for Joshua. That's why Winston carries 2 shotguns. Hello again, Joshua. You have bought my time with your pain. Spend it as you wish. I have some information for you. You show Harlequin the map you retrieved from Enraku, and the map you took from Vigore and Jarl. Impressive. This shows the exact location of Alicia's tomb, if one is familiar with these landmarks. If Vigore had these maps, then Thawne must be very close to finding the tomb. There's no telling what artifacts are in that tomb. I will not stand idle and let that mockery desecrate the final resting place of such a noble warrior. Harlequin is half standing, his knuckles bone white where he is clenching the chair. Suddenly, his animated features go slack, as he slowly sinks back into his seat.
He speaks with quiet determination. As we sit here, Thawne may already be at Alicia's tomb. Joshua, you must go now to assemble a team to destroy Thawne. We now have very little time, so equip your team well, and when you return here, I will have arranged for your transport to the tomb. Harlequin fixes you with his piercing gaze. I beseech you, Thawne must be stopped, and an elven myth preserved. I'll prepare things on this end for your return.
Yes, Toon Dude. The game is almost over. Hello, Gilas. You've come in time for the end, assuming I can actually defeat Thawne. We do have some karma left to spend, courtesy of our continued progression in the main quest line. Let's see if I can get away without spending that. Are you prepared for the trip to Alicia's tomb? Yes. Harlequin takes you to a sleek VTOL craft whose body bristles with communications and jamming devices. A harried ride with Harlequin at the stick takes you to the entrance of Alicia's tomb. Harlequin gives you a hands-free walkie-talkie. What happens in the tomb is up to you. I'll take care of things out here. Harlequin holds up a hand to stifle your questions and ushers you to the tomb. Good luck, my friend. May we meet again. You take a deep breath of fresh air and a last look at the forest. Nodding to Harlequin, you turn and walk into the tomb's antechamber, noticing that the stone doors were literally ripped from the entrance. It's weenies, but they have better weapons. SMGs. So they're not really weenies, they just look like weenies. But they died like weenies. And really, that's what matters, right? They died like they lived. As weenies. I'm gonna have you guys go ahead and reload. Despite the ammo loss. That'll be fine. Let's go. Oh, I thought we were done. Whatever. Entering the antechamber, you see a giant humanoid creature digging in the dirt ahead. Huge clawed hands pull artifacts from a broken chest, placing them aside. The creature turns from the chest and peers at you. You have arrived in time to witness the birth of a new era, Neo-Slave. You feel something reach into your mind and force you towards the ground. I am Thawne, new ruler of this world. With the powers of this tomb, all will kneel to me. The unseen iron grip begins to diminish, and once again you are in control of your actions. What's happening? My power is waning. Harlequin's voice rings over the walkie-talkie he gave you. Joshua, the Council is channeling their powers to weaken Thawne. He's now susceptible to physical damage. It's all up to you now, Joshua. Let him have it. With his two oh yeah. Maybe we should get some more defense. Maybe going full offense with Joshua. List of great ideas. Let's try that again. V and J are dead. Joshua gets absolutely and utterly annihilated. Thawne realizes who the true threat is. We'll just hail Gator over here at the side as the feathered serpent comes into play. Hail Gator! Hail Gator! Hail Gator! The Cortrix's head swivels towards you. I told you my help would be needed, human. His razor-sharp teeth gleam as his voice fills your head. I have Thawne under my will at the moment, but soon he will overcome me. You must destroy him. That's what I've been trying to do! When I can no longer contain him, he will attempt to flee the tomb. Its walls are lined with the magical ore Plot Coupon. Flubondum. You must blast the opening of the tomb as he attempts to escape. This will serve two purposes, to crush him with the ore and permanently seal the tomb from others. Can you do this? Well, I don't... You know, there's so many other questions I have, like if I can blast this, can't Thawne just break through it? Or how the hell will I get out of here if I seal all the... have you thought about that? Whatever. You bet. Then get to it, my friend. The fate of this world is balanced upon your actions.
As the tomb seals shut, you feel a darkness wash away from your mind. You wonder, can it be true? Is Thon really defeated now that his corporeal form is destroyed? When the dust settles, Harlequin contacts you via a walkie-talkie. You did it, Joshua! Alicia's powers and secrets are once again at rest. All of Seattle is forever in your debt. That said, you feel a wave of exhaustion envelop you. It's over. For now.
Credits! Original universe creation. Oh yeah, look at those names right there. Additional programming, art direction, got some actual art there. Original story, got some writers, 4 writers. Sound and music, cyberspace voice. Additional art, lead testing. Additional testing. More additional testing. Mike Mann, look at that name. Producer. And back to the title screen. Sega! And that was Shadowrun. The Sega Genesis without using the Matrix. Obviously, there were great hurdles to overcome by forgetting some of the game mechanics, some of the game's features, the inability to use cyberspace, and more, but Nuyen remained a constant problem throughout the playthrough. I didn't have myself fully cybered to the gills. There's a lot more I could have done, more power I could have obtained, increasing, my attributes and skills even further, but not necessary. Of course, Joshua is a member of the Mafia now, folks. We didn't even see the events about the Yakuza coming after him because he allied himself with the Eye-Fighters. Not only is Joshua a Shadowrunner, but he's a member of the Mafia. Well, he's allied himself with them. He's destroyed a free spirit, permanently imprisoning it. He's earned the goodwill of elves and a dragon. All in all, I think all of his troubles were more than worth it. Good work, Joshua. Good work, Grimith. That'll take care of that. But I did mention I had another idea for tackling Shadowrun, so not done with this game just yet. Well, for today I am. And this playthrough, I am.